Welcome back to Digi
Welcome
Bros.
back to Digi Bros. Were you wondering if I was gonna finish the sentence from the end of the last episode?
No, because 24 hours
I
have passed
wasn't.
and no one remembers that you left on a cliffhanger.
What a wonderful world.
Actually, I
we
do
live
wonder,
in.
like, if anybody would, like, because
if we left on a cliffhanger, would people be like, "Ah!"
right? Well, because like people would notice that in an actual show you were watching.
Yeah.
Like if you were watching a TV show and it ends on a cliffhanger, you'd be like anxious about it all week.
I mean, certainly with when I caught up on the Game Grumps doing the Mario Maker playthrough, I was like, "Oh shit, that's it. They didn't finish this level they were stuck on. Now I gotta like come back tomorrow and see if they actually beat it."
See, I don't ever remember what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like to me the episode ends and I already forgot everything about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just because I had watched them all at once.
Right. But
So it was like invested in seeing the rest of these.
what the hell got you to watch Game Grumps?
Literally, I've been so fucking tired when I get home from working this weekend that I was just like, I need something mindless, and then I was like, biggest problem in the universe, like, I always feel like I have to play a video game while I listen to it, because I can't just listen to something.
Right.
So I was like, alright, Game Grumps, I'll put it on, I'll turn my brain off, and just think about nothing, and watch Game Grumps.
Anytime I listen to Biggest Problem in the Universe, my laundry tends to get done.
Uh-huh.
Because
Fuck.
because I can't stand just sitting still listening to something,
Yes.
so I'll get up and walk around my room and start picking up all my laundry.
That was
and
like,
shit.
I played like 15 hours of that Gudumid game because I was listening to Biggest Problem in the Universe, and then I caught up and I haven't played that game again. Because like that, I was like so motivated to do the two things at once. But now I'm behind a few episodes on Biggest Problem, so maybe I'll pick that game back up after completing Undertale. 'Cause there's nothing else I want to play.
So what did you think about Undertale?
It was pretty good.
Didn't we talk about it on the last one? Didn't you already beat it before we did the
No,
last recording?
I hadn't beat it yet.
Are you sure?
I don't think we talked about it at all. We talked about it outside of Digi Bros.
I don't know.
I don't remember talking about Undertale.
Well, you enjoyed it, I take it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good game. I would recommend. Only $10. Don't steal it. It's only $10. Like, give
I
me a
don't think-
fucking break.
I don't think most people would. It's
I
just
know.
that it's just hilarious that Nate and Ben, the people I know who are the
Yes.
most excited
It
over
bothers me
Undertale,
so much that they haven't.
neither one of
that
them
they didn't
have
buy
purchased it.
Undertale. It's 10. It's literally
Mind
the
you-
price of lunch.
mind you
Like,
that-
it's so cheap.
Mind you that Ben has been excited about that game for over a year.
Wow.
Because he played the demo like almost a year ago.
And he didn't buy
and
the
has
game.
been
Oh
like
my
going on
God.
about how it's the greatest game ever
Yeah.
since the demo.
I even bought it. You already had it, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll buy
I
it."
didn't buy
Like,
it. I mean,
I see.
I
thought you had
illegally-
bought it.
No, I told you I didn't buy it.
Wow.
If I bought it, I would have fucking played
Well, then
it.
I'm glad I bought it because it deserves to get money. It's a fucking indie game.
But I didn't buy it because I didn't think I'd actually play it.
Yeah.
I was like, this probably won't be my kind
I
of
was
game.
wondering. I was like, I'm surprised you bought it.
No,
Yeah.
fucking Nate linked me to where I could download it.
I see. Fucked up.
But like Nate is super like anti-purchasing anything ever because he's a skeevy Jew.
Of course.
And Ben said that he
Skeevy's
would
a
have
fun
paid.
word.
Ben was planning to pay for it if it had remained an indie darling that nobody
Yes.
played. But since
Even with it
became
being
such
big,
success,
it's still like
he doesn't feel like he needs to pay for
this
it.
could be this guy's like his meal ticket for the next 10 years while he makes another game. Like, it's not like he's gonna go like work a normal job while developing his next beautiful masterpiece. Like, let him live off this shit for a while.
Dude, don't ask me to try to explain.
That's one of the things
Nate
with art.
and
It's like,
Ben
this could be
logic.
the biggest
Keep in mind,
the biggest
these
work
guys
of art
are
this
both
person picks up.
artists.
Yes.
So they should
It's so,
understand this. But
It's just
Nate,
like- it's what
Nate
I-
actually has. I think Nate in particular has a lot of pride over the fact that he's an artist who does have a normal job.
Yes.
Because he sees it as
Just
more of
stupid.
like a like.
Like,
you
wouldn't
know,
it be so much better if
I'm
you
a
could,
real badass. I
you
can
make
work and have a
the
creative
biggest
job.
masterpiece of your life, and you get to live off of it for a while? Like,
Right.
isn't that the big goal? Is that you can make your big thing and not have to like pump out shit just to get by? Because like, if he can't make enough money off of this, he's gonna have to pump out another game to
Yeah,
keep
but at the
himself
same
going.
time, you know, you got to keep that hunger in your belly. You know. If
Oh, fuck that.
If an artist loses, it's true. If an artist loses the hunger, they will lose some of their creative ability.
Yeah.
I think that's true.
I think the hunger lasts a little bit more than one successful indie game. Like, it's
Well,
not like
yeah.
he's gonna fucking be set for life off of this one game, but you can give him
No.
a couple years of feeling secure.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely say that.
Like, because it's, you know, if you're putting out your first big successful game, you're gonna recycle the large amount of money you make off of it into the next game, into improving your standard of living, so you have a more opportunity to work on the next better game.
I mean, that's the whole logic of why I make videos for money.
Exactly.
You know, like,
So you can make better content.
Yeah. Well, just to be able to keep making content.
Yes, to be able to keep making content, make better content.
Ideally, it will be better, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that I always strive to make my stuff better so much as that I strive to keep doing it, you know.
No, I'm interested in the budget of Undertale because it's really well polished. Very solid
I
shit.
doubt it had any budget. He's been working on it for like 5 years.
I see.
It's like a long time
I
project.
have no idea. He definitely fucking ironed it out. Great game feel.
I don't like the game feel at all. That's why I haven't played it.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Controls are like floaty.
But you feel cool floaty in that game. You're like, wee wee wee, you fly around.
Wee wee wee.
Yes. Actually, when I put it on the controller, I felt less floaty, and I didn't like that, and so I started using the analog stick instead of the pad.
That's exactly why I want to use the controller. Is that
well, then you'd probably like it more
floaty.
because it feels much less floaty using the pad.
Sorry, taking a swig of wine. Oh shit.
And I had to use the controller because I have a terrible keyboard. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, Ben was all like, "Oh, nothing feels more natural than a keyboard." I was like, "You have a problem, dude."
It strains my wrists. I hate keyboards. I hate computers. We know that I've established this on the show.
Now
Computers are the devil.
It's just making me sad that it's probably gonna take like another few months for Ben to actually reach this episode and listen to it.
Oh, great!
Because he's
maybe he can
very
retroactively fucking buy Undertale. Jesus Christ!
I mean, there's no time limit on when he could buy it.
Especially if you're the kind of person who's gonna play it a
Do
million times and you
I
get
have
like
10?
all this great time and content out of it. It's like the least you could do is give him $10.
Why can't I? Oh, I must have like filled up my inventory.
Oh.
Soul
Carrying too much
atomizers are good to
bullshit,
feed the
man.
mag, right?
Yeah. It gives them strength.
Give it some.
I don't think we explained the mag evolutions at all.
Well, we can explain that when it happens.
It's already happened for mine on both my characters.
Oh.
Did you notice I have 2 mags?
I remember you mentioning it
Yes.
now, but it didn't occur to me that
When you get
meant
your
it
mag
evolve.
to level 10, it will evolve its first time, which it'll evolve like 3 different times when you level up more. But the first evolution, it always changes shape, and so mine has become 2 mags. Not sure why, but that's its evolution. Then you get your Photon Blast, which after you get hit a bunch of times, a meter will fill up beside your health bar, and you get your Photon Blast, and that will be a big, cool attack.
Yeah, I've never fully understood mags, so it's something I haven't really always talked about. You know, like to me, it's just
I don't
kind
know
of
what
like
there is
it's a
to
thing
understand.
that's there.
It's a stat booster. The big advantage of it is that you boost your stats enough, and then you can use better weapons at lower levels because you have higher stats. At least to me, that's the fun of it.
I hope you have a telepipe because I'd like to use it before the dragon, so I can
Why don't we
sell
use it
all these
now?
fucking items I have. Well, I mean, I'm not like about to die or anything. I just would
whatever.
like to use it before we pick up all the
It's
items.
so nice being a ranger. I haven't had to heal, like... Actually, I think I have once or twice, but I filled it up. But I have 10 monomates. This is beautiful.
That is pretty incredible.
Don't gotta use any mono fluids.
Anyway, yeah, we talked about Undertale. You liked it. You
Yes.
thought... Me and you had a long talk about it, how you think it's
Ah,
it's
fuck, I
overblown
died.
how much you need to, like, avoid spoilers and...
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be this raw personal experience.
It's getting very overhyped.
Yeah.
To a point where I feel like I hope that initial hype wave dies down, and then like you'd be able to get a lot more people into the game if you talk about the game,
Right.
Like, because I wouldn't have got into it if I didn't already kind of vaguely know a little bit about it, like the fact that there were, you know, that you could do a pacifist run. Like, I wouldn't have been as interested if I didn't already know I could do a pacifist run, and then I was like, oh, well, that's interesting, I wonder if it's fun.
Yeah,
and I started doing it, and I was like, oh, it's more fun to be a pacifist.
I'm
So,
sure I've been
like,
over this before, but I despise the mentality that
No
spoilers
yes.
have to be avoided.
I know you hate spoilers.
And there's nothing worse like the thing that bothers me the most is when someone refuses to spoil me.
Yes.
Like, I don't mind so much when people are like, all right, here's a spoiler-free video. It's like, okay, cool. Some people don't want to be spoiled. Some people really care, you know. I usually will put spoiler warnings in my videos if I think they're necessary, just because I don't want to get bitched at by people over spoilers. But when someone won't spoil me, who couldn't possibly fucking care less.
Yes. Which is why I started spoiling you for Undertale immediately. Because I'm like,
right.
You don't care. Like, I'd rather spoil you and you become interested
in
than,
exactly.
like, yeah, than not spoil you and then you never fucking play it and you don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen.
Yes.
And has happened, is that people keep talking up the game, and I'm like, I've played a little bit of it, and I'm not that into, like, the basic... Like, okay, the jokes are funny, I just am not that interested in them. Like, I'm not interested in playing a game that's like, oh, haha, that's clever, whatever. Yeah. You know, like, not really my type of thing. So,
not your cup of tea.
And I like the RPG battle system. It's cool and it's clever, but you do have to fight the same enemies over and over again.
Yeah. Not that much though. Like you usually get through like an entire area fighting, getting into like maybe 4 random battles, where it's like it's not
definitely not in that first
all.
area. Like the first part of the game where you're in the cave, I had to fight like 100
battles. Yeah, maybe a little
there.
bit more there, but I don't know how you ended up fighting that many battles. Like I sorted through that very easily.
I don't know.
And you spare everything and you figure out how to kill it really fast, and the next time it shows up, you just get rid of it really fast.
Right, well, I'm garbage at the controls.
Yeah.
Generally, like the combat system is like, it's really cleverly done, and I think it's really cool, but I don't enjoy playing it. You know, like, it's not my kind of game at all.
I mean, it wasn't my kind of game, and then I just enjoyed it. Where I was like, wow, maybe now I'll play like some bullet hell type games because I enjoyed that in Undertale. And I was like thinking about playing like Super Meat Boy because I'm just like, I don't know.
Super
I feel like
Meat Boy is
it's nothing like
Undertale,
game. But it got me wanting to do more like Twitchy type stuff that I don't usually enjoy as much.
Yeah. Well, in any case, it doesn't seem like my kind of game, but when people are like, oh, well, you just gotta stick it out and it'll be so cool, it's like, just tell me what's cool about it.
I don't believe in that because I thought like the second level that you played was like my favorite part of the game.
Right.
With the Scully dudes, which was mostly because like it had adorable dog enemies that when I spare them, they do goofy things. I was smiling. I barely ever like smile when I play a video game like that. Right. Like I'm enjoying myself, but I'm usually like scowling when I'm playing like PSO2. Right. But that was all, I was like, yeah, this is cute. I like this. Having fun playing a game.
I enjoyed that part in terms of like, it's a bunch of cute dogs. Like I get it. Yeah. I'm not into dogs.
Yeah. But then like, it doesn't overstay its welcome, so it doesn't get annoying.
It was never like, oh god, this, you know. Yes. It was like, okay, that's
or it's like
clever.
if that level had gone on another half hour, I would have got sick of it because it's like, okay, I get it.
Right.
And you know, I fought this dog 10 times.
The point where I stopped playing was immediately after the date with Papyrus.
Yes.
Because like, I thought it was clever, but I was like, I don't feel like I'm ever gonna really care about this character or relate to him. I mean, anything, you know,
the height of caring about him was the date, and then like, he's not around as much.
I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, that was like one of my favorite moments in the game.
It's weird to me the ways that people get attached to characters and stories, because like
it's very weird because I don't feel that attached to the characters in Undertale for the most part. Even though I did enjoy like their arcs and like what was going on with them, like I'm not gonna buy a bunch of merchandise and draw a bunch of art like a lot of people are doing.
I have an extremely hard time getting into short stories.
Yeah.
You know, like anything that's not like. Not to say that Undertale isn't, like, fleshed out or anything, but I really like seeing, like, long daily life sections with characters. And
I like Steven Universe.
Yeah, Steven Universe is a great example.
It's nice and long, and it's still going, and it's like, that has given me enough time to love its characters because, like, I've grown with them,
you get so many details about them. Like, you get to see them in so many different scenarios and contexts. And
they're fully fleshed out.
Really feel like you understand what they're all about, how they would react. I've said this probably countless times, although I haven't in a little while, that to me, the best way that I know a character is good is if I could imagine how they'd react in any scenario.
Yeah.
Like if I just from watching the show feel as though I could imagine exactly what that character would do or say no matter what situation I put them into. You know, like the K-On! Characters. I could easily write a scene with the K-On! Characters in any situation because I know what they would say and what they would do, you know. Or the My Little Pony characters, which is why I got so attached to that show and its characters, you know. And I mean, you can do that just by making cliche characters, but it's more about, like, can I give them a nuanced situation, you know? Like, can I imagine what would be entertaining about putting them in any situation, you know? But, yeah, like, I need that time to like, really understand and appreciate the characters and be attached to them. And, like, it's why when people get really into stuff like, for instance, Over the Garden Wall, where, like, that was a good story, it had good storytelling, but, like, I only saw the characters for, like, fucking an hour, you know? Like, nothing about the world stuck with me or, like, made me think, wow, I wish I lived in that world, it's so cool, or I wish I knew those characters, they're so interesting. Like, there's none of that sensation.
It was just like, oh, well, that was nice.
Yeah,
and
that was
move on.
a nice little distraction. Like, I thought it was well made, but my ability to care about it doesn't last for very long.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've just, oh shit.
Get the fuck out of the way.
I've seen lots and lots of short stories where, like, there's an emotional impact, and that's what people like about it.
Yeah.
But to me, it will never, like, really hit me unless I really care about the situation of the characters. Like, the best example for me is always going to be Furiko, or Pendulum, which is a 3-minute animated short film that's, like, set to a Muse song. But it's from Japan, and Demolition D gave it a 10 out of 10 because he said it was just perfect. Like it's flawless, it's constructed really brilliantly, it's really emotional, and I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's extremely well made, everything is really well thought out, but it's 3 fucking minutes long. Like, what could it possibly do in 3 minutes that, say, a show with tons of flaws, tons of boring parts, Log Horizon, which has like 50 episodes, has tons of 3-minute parts that are brilliant, 10 out of 10 scenes, you know? Like, the one great scene in Log Horizon is equivalent to the entirety of Furiko.
Yes.
You know? And so to me, like, the fact that a show would have like 10 truly amazing scenes is way more interesting than a show that doesn't have any shitty scenes, you know? Like, I care way more about the world and characters of that series than I do about anything that happens in a fucking 3-minute short. I feel like I've made my point, and you have not contributed, so...
Well, I'm in agreement. Trying to think of more examples. I was thinking of my other problem. Well, I guess not problem, but like criticism, I would say, of Undertale is that its method of character development and storytelling with the characters is that they just talk at you. Right. Where it's like your actions influence what they're saying, but they're really just monologuing at you, which I think is, you know, they're using it in a way where they're doing a commentary on the
silent protagonist.
The silent protagonist, and like they're really projecting themselves onto you through your silence, and like I get that, but then it feels easy to me to have a character literally just explain everything they're about. Cool. Yes, right. Like explain what's going on with them very like directly.
Well, next time on Digi Bros, we're going back to the cave.
Woo!
I hope you enjoyed the last 2 episodes of repeated. This is what the game is. So like, I mean, I know it's not the most exciting game, but we're having a good time. And this is what it is. I
mean, people haven't commented on being bored with it, so...
There's been, like, I think one guy who was like, this game seems really boring, you know? Like,
which is why I was not trying to play it on this show, but we're doing it now, so...
I mean, I'm having a good time playing it, and it leads to good topics, and ultimately this show has never really been about the audience. It's really
it's
about
about
us.
I like the audience interaction.
Well, yeah,
but as long as they're interested in what we're talking about, that's what
Yeah.
really matters.
Oh shit! All right, next time on Digi.
It won't last too long, guys. It's not gonna be 20 hours.